So, how are ya? So I'm making the sofrito, which is that green mix that we use. I will be doing it my way. It worked for our family. But people make it different for their family. You know, some people don't like a lot of garlic. Some families put tomato paste in it to color the food that they're going to be cooking a little bit more. Yeah, everybody does it different. If you like a little bit of heat in your food, you can add a jalapeno pepper without the seeds. If you add the seeds, it makes it hotter. Some people don't know that. So yeah, if you like a little bit of a little kick to it, you can add that, or a little pimento, which is that red hot pepper sauce, or hot pepper whatever. You can find the Italian version, pastine, or the Portuguese version, which I seem to like better. It's more meaty, where the pastine, the Italian one, is more vinegary. Does that even make sense? I don't know. So right now I'm just peeling up the onions. I did the garlic, which saves a lot of time. And then I'm going to wash. So I didn't do it so that I could show the difference in the two. I have my blender ready. So you need a blender or food processor. And yeah, I just screwed that up. I have my food processor up. Yeah. I've had this food process for many moons. It's amazing that it's still running. The blender died, but it was probably, I don't know, 35 years ago, or 35 years old, which is pretty darn good. It's the reason I love KitchenAid. My original KitchenAid mixer that I've had for, probably 35 years also, I think. Yeah, I used to blow them up. Some of you that know me will remember that. Until I finally got a KitchenAid, and I haven't blown one up since. We used to blow up, my best friend and I, Tina, we used to blow them up trying to make mixed drinks. Those were fun. All right, onion is peeled. I cut them in fours just to make it easier, you know, to put through that little chute thingy on the food processor. If you're using a blender, it's going to take a little bit longer, just because everything's got to, you know, do its thing. Stupid me, forgot another bowl to put it in as it goes. Okay, let me wash this stuff. All my garlic is peeled. I probably should have done that, or done some of it separate, so I could show you, but okay. I have a big bowl. You can use a big pan, it doesn't matter. Cold water. So, this one, I always make extra because I can freeze it. You put some in, you put like, you know, an amount into the Ziploc. Lay it flat, close it up, throw it in the freezer flat. That way there, when you're done, when you want to use some, break off a piece, throw it back in. Back in the day, when I used to have to make more amounts of it and used it much more often, I used to put it into ice cube trays. So I had a set of ice cube trays that was specifically for this because the flavors are really strong. And if you try to make ice using those ice cube trays again, it's not going to turn out so well. Here we go. So yeah, it would be different. So this one, you can find it now in Market Basket usually. Otherwise, you have to go to Spanish groceries. But most Market Baskets now carry it. So I forgot to show it to you. So it looks like this. Looks like just long leaves. And you can tell what it is. Just rub it in there and smell it. Oh, to me, it's heaven. But it's pretty long. See? This is called recao. It's R-E-C-A-O, I think. Or culantro, which is C-U-L-A-N-T-R-O. So they're grown in sand, so it has to get washed really well. Hence the big bowl in the sink. But you don't want to get rid of that water. I know it's going to sound strange. You don't want to get rid of that water because we're going to need some water as we're mixing it, because sometimes it gets a little too thick and you need to thin it. So you don't want to get rid of that water. And mix it really good, you know. All right, now oops, drop a piece. This one is called cilantro, which is C-I-L-A-N-T-R-O. It almost looks pretty similar to the Italian flat leaf parsley. So it's usually right next to it. You can tell the difference. Sometimes the tag says it. Other times, same way. Just rub your finger, like sort of bruise it a little and take a sniff. If you do that to the parsley, you'll see the difference. You'll you'll smell the difference. So I got 2 bunches of this. I would have probably got 4 if I was making a little bit more of this, but I don't really cook that often anymore. Who's gonna eat it? So now that an empty nester, it's an adjustment. So I make smaller amounts and freeze a lot. I know that some people can't eat cilantro. Thank God I'm not one of them. But some people can't eat cilantro because it tastes like soap to them. And I don't get it. But that's what happens with a lot of people. All right, let me get this out of my way. Okay, so same thing. I put it in the same bowl because it's all sandy anyway. And I'm just gonna like loosen it up, and to rinse it really good to get any sand that's left. But we're not gonna get rid of the water, because as we're washing it, any sand is gonna settle in the very bottom. So we don't have to worry about it. We're not gonna use all of it. So the only other thing you need is salt and oil, but we're not going to add the salt until we're done, and I'll show you how that's done. So I have another bowl ready for the whole thing, because obviously it's not all going to fit in one basket. as we're doing this. All right. Tomatoes out. So when I'm done with this, I'll show you how to do the pork shoulder banh mi. It's been a family favorite for a long time. So here's my trusty food processor. Yes, Tracy, it's the same one from your childhood. So here we go. I've got it already set up, so it's blocked. Get rid of. I don't know where that comes. I don't use it. So let me get oil. I usually use vegetable or olive oil for this. Problem is I don't have any olive oil, so let me close this because this glare is getting on my nerves. All right, start. So we just turn it on, let it do its thing. Is there an order? And the veggie. You just add a little, syrup. You want it all to do its thing. Add all my garlic. So there's 1, 2 that didn't. Oops. Let me put it off to the side so I can add it. Oop. Let me put that back on. There's too many in here that didn't. Can you hear the difference? So now we can turn it off. Get the bowl over close so you can see. It almost, right now it's just onions and garlic. Oh, can you smell it? Wish you had smell-o-vision. So it's white, it's creamy. It almost looks like a cream of wheat. And we're going to pour that out into our bigger bowl. It doesn't need to all come out. Because in the end it's all going in the same bowl anyway. So you put it all there. Put the cover back on. And this is when... Oh, that's gross. This is when your water is going to come more in handy. Just cause, So, you're going to take about a handful, at a time. You're going to twist it so that you're breaking up the leaves into like 3. Turning it on would help. And then you're going to twist it, add it. This is where your counter stuff gets really melted. Doesn't matter which order. Throw it in. isn't any in the leaf. I just added a little cup eyeball. So rather than just sort of thin it to make it move around a little. When I break it up into three, but when I break it up, it's because sometimes if you put it in full, as it's spinning, it'll wrap around the blade piece. Which means that none of it's going to get smushed or blended. Use the cup. Put them on with little pieces. And then another probably quarter cup of water. And you hear the difference? So it's thicker. Enough. Beauteous. Okay. Oop, the leaf got stuck. That's right. That's how you know it's homemade. They do sell this in the Goya section of the freezer. And it's called Sofrito. Sofrito. I don't use it just because it's extremely watery. So with the amount we just made, you would probably, you'd spend a lot of money. The amount that you would use, for example, to make a pan of rice and beans, you would have to use the entire container instead of using just one ice cube plop. That's what we used to call it, plops. I'm just going to mix this up. My hands are clean. I've washed them a bunch of times. So, this is what it should look like. It's like, it's still like a cream of wheat consistency. I don't know if that worked for you. Let me just wash my hands. Because the next part I am doing by hand, because then my hands will be orange. It's messy. I can't function in a dirty kitchen, so excuse me just for a second. I gotta wipe this just because I know it's dirty. And it's got green stuff all over it, no matter what I do. All right. Throw that away, throw that away, throw that away. Here's some oil. Oh, my coffee. Okay. That's life right there. All right. So now we're going to add our stuff. Okay. My sea salt. So we got. It's still. Oh, that's why. Never mind. All right. So we're going to add salt to it. Thank you, Alex and Lane, for my Portuguese sea salt. If you don't add salt, it sort of tastes like flat. I don't know how else to explain that. For me, it's flat. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. As most people know, I don't measure. So let's try to... that's probably a fourth. I'll do that one more time. So maybe a half cup, give or take, of oil. Now I'm going to get a rubber spatula. I'm going to mix that up. The next thing we're going to add is sazon. Sazon is the stuff that will give it color. Some people are against it completely now because of the food coloring that's in it. Use it or not, I do. I know there's a I think on Pinterest there's a woman who makes her own, and I haven't quite paid enough attention. But when I do, I'll let you know how it works, or how it is. So the coloring comes from the real one, the real coloring. If you do this old school, you would get annatto seeds, which is A-N-N-O, I think it's T-T-O, or 1T, I forget. And you would sort of cook the seeds. They almost look like peppercorns. You would cook them on low flame in the oil, and then you take the seeds out and you use the oil for coloring. But you would use that like when you were cooking it into the pan, not so much like at this point. You could, but you'd have to wait for the oil to dry, cool off, and blah 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 blah. So yeah. All right. Oh, that's it. So yes, I have seasoning drawers. And I'm looking for my, oh, there it is. Base you have cumin. Stuff is lovely. I take the cover off just because I use a lot. I'm going to say this is about a tablespoon or so. Give or take. Add less until you know your family likes it. You know, if they like, what's that store that makes the tacos and stuff? Or if they like tacos and that seasoning that's in the meat, then this is pretty much the homemade version of that. So you're going to mix that up. Mix it well. Alright. I would be adding pepper, but I can't seem to find it. that's going to be on my shopping list. This is a product that some people use. It's called Tajin, which is Tajin. Comes in different size bottles. This size bottle you can get at the dollar store. So it's supposed to be on the packets idea, but it has a flavor of, I want to say like a lime, that we just don't care for. So same as everything else. Go light on, especially the cumin. Go light on it, and then see how it works with your family. And if they really like it, then you can add a little bit more each time. So, I'm going to get my Ziplocs, my freezer Ziplocs, and this is how I do it. Because I don't cook like that anymore, I didn't keep the ice cube trays that I used to use. I made another move, and when I moved, I got rid of a lot of stuff. Made a lot of people happy. Alright, so now we're going to take our mix and put it into a big Ziploc. I'm using my soup scooper because this is a bigger bag. Let me just check. So you're going to close it almost to the end. Leave this up like a 1/4 inch or so. Lay it down. Spread it out. And the whole close because I didn't have enough. Alright, spread it out. So you want the mix to be like a little less than a 1/4 inch. That way there it's easier to break off pieces. And I'll show this to you in just a second. I do the same thing here with hamburger meat. It's easier to defrost. No waiting all day. Alright, and you can see. See, it's pretty small, but that's what we want, because then you can just snap off pieces, which makes it so much easier. And you're in a rush, you don't have to wait for it to defrost. So you'll freeze it flat. One. So, one of the things that, because I know you like the pork shoulder, so I'm going to do this part, because I need this to do that. So you're going to do that. Do this part, or buy it if you want to cheat. And one of the best parts about making your fresh pork shoulder is the juice that it's already seasoned. Everything you need is right there. So you don't need to add anything. The oil's there, the seasonings are there, all of it. So I'm just doing this enough to take out air bubbles so it'll be tight. So I got 3 bags out of that, which now is lasting me 3 months, whereas 3 bags used to last me, a couple of weeks. My oldest daughter, Stephanie, she does these and she puts them into these quart containers because she's using it like I used to almost daily. to waste any. And I need my goodness gracious, my slug. Okay. Best part is the whole house smells like it. It's a wonderful thing. Our old neighbors always knew when I was making this. So to this, I think I did 3 cloves of garlic. Like I said, you can make it to your family's liking. I love garlic. And for me, you can never have too much. Alright. And ding-a-ling. I'm going to leave one out because I'm going to season the meat. Put this in the freezer. And see, I do hamburger meat the same way. Half defrosted, cut it into 4. I got 4 burgers. Easy peasy. Lay this on top. Alright, get rid of this. Get rid of that. Put this up here. Put this up here. Alright, I'm going to turn you off for a second. You're not going to know what I'm doing in between, but I got to clean out the sink because I need to use it for the meat. Alright, so let me clean out the sink and I'll put you back on.